Chayden. This is my son Chayden, and this is his urn that we had him cremated and put into, and it's a little boy with angel wings. And then next to it is my 3 children holding him. And 6 years ago, in September of 2010, I was supposed to give birth to my son Chayden, and we went to the hospital and had a tragic accident, and he passed away due to medical malpractice. I was in labor for like 8 hours with my son Chayden, and I had him naturally, and it seemed like it was a normal birth. When he first came out, he was as pink as could be. He looked like a normal baby, and I waited and waited and waited for him to cry, and he never did. Then they put him on my chest, and I just held him and held him, and he just looked so perfect. And then for some reason they took him to do, I don't know what, testing or something. And later on that morning, they moved me up to the OB floor, and they said they were moving me on the separate side because they didn't want me to hear the babies crying. And that they would bring me my son as much as I wanted him. And so I had him almost the whole time I was there for 3 days. I didn't want to let him go, and because I knew once I did, I would never see him again. And so I just held him so tight, and all my family came in, and everybody seen him and held him, and it was the hardest thing I've ever had to do. I never get to hear his cry. I never get to see his smile. I never get to know what color his hair is, see how he walks, see how he plays. I don't get any of that. Just because of negligence, I don't get any of that. And it's not fair, because doctors are not the smartest people. They're good people, but they don't know everything. Everybody's different, and they need to pay closer attention to people, because not everybody's the same. And if they would have just put me in there, they would have started seeing that my signs were failing, my blood pressure and everything, and they would have been able to do a C-section and save my son. But instead they sent me home, and now I don't have Chayden. It's been really hard on me for 6 years. I'm 44 years old, and I have 3 biological daughters and 1 stepdaughter, and I really wanted a son. I put the screensaver on my phone probably a few days after he was born and I got home, and he's been my screensaver ever since. Chayden is my world, and I want to see him every time I pick up my telephone. It reminds me to look at his picture. I kiss it on a daily basis. I talk to him on a daily basis. This is Chayden's hair clipping right here. He had a little piece of hair on top of his head, and they cut it off for me so that I could have it. And pictures of his feet prints and his hand prints. I have sonogram pictures when I was pregnant with Chayden, and talking about it's a boy, and I was so excited about that. And this is his first blanket that he got wrapped up in, that I've kept everything that he had on in this box. It's a memory box. So here's his first blanket that he was wrapped up in. This is the pajamas that he had on. I open it up every once in a while just to smell his scent, because I remember that smell of all my children, that newborn smell. So this is special to me, so I keep it locked up so I can try to keep his smell.